You know, I was doing this scene which didn't even make it to the movie now. वो edit में निकल गया. But it was a very, very difficult scene and I was really emotional and it was like 4 days before we got married. It was the last scene we shot for that schedule and Nick got really emotional behind Shonali and she just looked and she was like, oh my god, you are dancing like Anil Kapoor over there. You were hitting everyone around.
We have it on video.
Please, we have it on video, shut up. He's very kharoos sometimes. Especially when he's hungry. That's not changed no, in the entire duration of almost 15 years that I've known him.
She hit me on set.
Please, yeah. Don't ruin my reputation. Explain that right now.
Of course I will, yeah.
This actress has been making us proud and has been adding feathers to her hats with every passing day. She is known for getting into the skin of any character like a pro and is now all set to enthrall us in the upcoming film, The Sky is Pink. And the young heartthrob accompanying her is known for making girls go weak in the knees with his cuteness.
Wow.
None other than our global icon and our very own Desi girl Priyanka Chopra and Rohit Saraf with us. Hello guys, welcome to India Forums.
Thank you.
First of all, Priyanka, welcome back. It's so good to have you back and read your interviews and chat with you. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. It feels great to be back.
Yeah, so to begin with, you're playing a mother in the movie. So, were there any qualities of your mom that you decided, you want to intake these ones and, otherwise, उन्होंने कोई tips दी हो आपको ऐसी?
So I'm playing, this is based on a real life family, this film, and I'm playing a girl called Aditi Chaudhary. And Aditi reminds me of my mother tremendously. My mother was my biggest champion, is my biggest champion. She's my best friend. She knows, like, we discuss things like best mates from since I was like a kid. My father gave me the confidence and the ability to always have my own opinions. I always got my own way, and he let me. So I have the ability to walk into a room and feel great about myself because my parents gave that to me. And Aditi and Nirain gave that to Aisha and Ishan as who are their children. And I feel like this family is such a great example of what families should be like, how parents should be. Instead of imposing your own dreams onto your children, let's think about what they might want to do and support them. Then it's just you become wind beneath the wings and it's just amazing to have that. So I was very, very inspired by them and I definitely derived from my mother in this film a lot. Anybody who knows my mother and they watch the film, they'll say that.
Okay. Rohit, this one's for you. When we're having a family film, so it tends to become very close-knit on the sets. So one thing that you liked or you learned from Priyanka, Farhan and Zaira?
I mean, there's so much to learn because they're such amazing actors and humans. But what I really liked on set was that it wasn't just, like you mentioned, we actually became really pally and we got along really well. And that just made everything so much easier for me because they are a lot more experienced than I am. And for a newcomer like me, it can get very nerve-wracking to perform with them. But they've provided me with an environment which made me feel very comfortable.
Don't lie, only I did that. I'm just kidding.
That caught me off guard. No, but it was a great environment on set, and it really inspired me to not just. It really inspired me to kind of enhance my performance with each take. So that is something that I really, really enjoyed on set. And apart from that, I learned so much. I mean, two things I learned is how to look out for people. That I think is very, very important for people who are starting out. It's very important to make sure that, while you're growing, you make sure that the people around you also grow. So, you have to make sure that when you're growing, the other people around you should also grow. And that I think I learned on this set. I haven't completely learned, but I think I've at least understood what that feels like. And discipline is something that I learned from Farhan because it's incredible the kind of discipline he has. So yeah, and there's many more other things, but if I get on to talking about those, you'll need another interview.
Okay, so also PC, while shooting the film, on the other hand, you were preparing for your wedding as well. And you also mentioned somewhere that was the time you missed your dad the most. So how was the whole phase, balancing both the things out and
I mean, I think I was excessively emotional at that point because of the fact that I was getting married and I was filming a film which was tough. It's a very performance heavy movie for all of us and you need to go into like really deep places. So I was also emotional on all of those levels, but I think speaking with Shonali and talking to her and playing this character really made me understand that life should be a celebration of the people who are gone and of the people who are still here. And that's such a simple thought. Like, we associate the people who are gone with sort of sorrow because they're not with you anymore. But it's really important to keep them alive and have them around you by thinking about the life that they lived. And that's so positive, and that's the beauty of this movie, is that it has this incredible positivity and happiness when you come out of it. You feel good, you want life, and I love doing films like that which evoke something in you, which make you feel something.
You know, any anecdotes from the sets if you would want to share?
About?
Any memorable moment that you'll still recall? Any fun moments that took?
I mean, I don't know about specifics. That's a very vague, general question. But we had a great time on set. We used to have a rap party almost every third day because we just needed a reason to just hang out with each other and like listen to music and just jam and eat great food. I was the one who was eating the great food. They didn't. But it was like it was really fun. We shot predominantly in Delhi and London. And it was amazing. The crew got along really well, and it was just such a positive energy on set.
Okay. Anything that you would want to add?
Yeah, she
Any
hit me.
specific moment?
She hit me on set.
Please, yeah. Don't ruin my reputation. Explain that right now.
Of course I will, yeah. No, we were...
Galti se ho gaya.
We were shooting this dance sequence. As in, not a dance sequence, it was a party sequence, and we were supposed to dance together. And
You were dancing like Anil Kapoor over there. You were hitting everyone around.
We have it on video.
Please, we have it on video. Shut up.
1 second.
so, yeah, we all went crazy because of the kind of songs they were playing. It was all PC and Farhan song. So we went bonkers. Like, we were dancing like crazy. And then my director cued me that, okay, now go and dance with your mother. I was like, okay, cool. Then I've come dancing like that, and I've come right next to her, and she hits me like that. And then, like, I started bleeding. Then I showed it to her. She's like, that's fine, it's nothing, I've had worse. So,
I've been hit worse. It's alright.
But it
Galti
was
se, in excitement it happens.
she's a very nice person, she doesn't hit people, it was a mistake.
It was an accident, please.
You know, talking about Farhan, PC, you have had a long journey with him. One thing that hasn't changed about him, and it's still the same.
He's very kharoos sometimes. Especially when he's hungry. That's not changed, no, in the entire duration of almost 15 years that I've known him.
Okay, you know, talking about certain characters, a character takes a part away from you while you're playing it, and it also gives something back to you. What has it been for you guys?
I always leave a part of my soul with each of my characters, I feel like. I'm gonna be soulless by the end of my life. But I think that the one thing that I definitely took from this film was having positivity in the face of adversity. It's something I relate with. Grace under fire is something that I am. It's something I've cultivated about myself. But it just reminded me of it's not just about grace, it's about enjoying every moment that life gives you because it's a gift. And we all get stressed and bogged down sometimes by things that could be trivial because they become big in our heads. But if you remember the things that you have to be grateful for, the things that you have, how privileged we are, I think this film reminded me of all of those wonderful things which I think sometimes we forget.
For you?
One thing that the character gave me and one thing that it took away from me, I think it took away all the nonsense that wasn't needed in my life, which basically like the baggage that I'd been carrying for all these years about death and lots of other things, it took it away from me. Not entirely, but to a huge, like a remarkable extent, and I'm very, very happy about that. What it gave me is a sense of comfort. My character, I've mentioned it in other interviews, that it needed to be vulnerable. That is something that at least I have never been comfortable with. It gave me that comfort that it's okay to be vulnerable. Yeah, I think those are the two really big things that mattered to me during the film.
PC, we also read somewhere that Nick had broke down on the sets when he saw you. What was his reaction?
I didn't know that because I was still shooting. I was in the scene. But Shonali tells this story better than I do. Apparently, when he was visiting set, he was standing behind Shonali while I was doing this scene, which didn't even make it to the movie now. वो edit में निकल गया. But it was a very, very difficult scene, and I was really emotional. And it was like 4 days before we got married. It was the last scene we shot for that schedule. And Nick got really emotional behind Shonali, and she just looked and she was like, oh my God, he's crying while watching me perform. Not crying, but Nick's crying is like this. That's how he cries. There's like no more, that's the only emotion you'll see, just a little like. So he was doing that, like that, which was sweet. But I think he's also invested in the movie a lot because he's been around, he knows everyone on set. He saw the movie, loved it, called Shonali immediately, video called her and like told her that, you know, this is the kind of film as artists that we look for and the stories that want to be told. So it was very wonderful to see that.
So guys, that was Priyanka and Rohit with us, and this is Priyanka Chauhan signing off for now with cameraman Mangesh and Venkatesh, India Forums, Mumbai.
Hey guys, check out our revamped website at www.indiaforums.com to get your daily dose of entertainment.
Hi guys, I'm Priyanka and you're watching me on India Forums.